There's a lot to unpack in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, so I'm just going to dive right in. Disclaimer, this tension is centuries old, and here at the Blackboard Collective, we do not intend to minimize its complexity in this short video. Our aim is to bring this issue to light and to hope that it starts a conversation. Okay, so let's go way back to the beginning. Britain took control of the area known as Palestine after the ruler of that part of the Middle East, the Ottoman Empire, was defeated in World War I. The area was inhabited by a Jewish minority and Arab majority. Tensions grew when Britain established a national home in Palestine for Jewish people. The Jewish minority claimed this land as their ancestral home. Palestinian Arabs also claimed the land and opposed the move. The number of Jewish people grew quickly, with many fleeing persecution in Europe and trying to find a new home after the Holocaust. In 1947, the UN voted for Palestine to be split into separate Jewish and Arab states. The Jewish leaders accepted. The Arab side rejected it. Unable to solve the problem, British rulers left, and Jewish leaders created the State of Israel. Palestinians did not agree, so a war followed. Thousands of Palestinians were forced out of their homes. By the time the fight was over, Israel controlled most of the territory. The war continues. 1967, Israel occupies East Jerusalem and West Bank Jordan and most of the Syrian Golan Heights, Gaza, and the Egyptian Sinai Peninsula. Most Palestinian refugees live in Gaza, West Bank, and neighboring Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. Neither they nor their descendants have been allowed by Israel to return to their homes. Israel still occupies the West Bank, and although it pulled out of Gaza, the UN still regards that piece of land as part of occupied territory. Tensions are continuing to grow between Israel and Palestinians living in East Jerusalem, Gaza, and the West Bank. Gaza is ruled by a Palestinian militant group called Hamas. Israel and Egypt tightly control Gaza's borders to stop weapons getting to Hamas. Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank say they're suffering because of Israeli actions and restrictions. Israel says it's only protecting itself from Palestinian violence. But weren't the Palestinians the ones pushed out in the first place? There are several issues that Israel and Palestinians can't agree on. 1. What should happen to Palestinian refugees? 2. Should Jewish settlements in the occupied West Banks be removed? 3. Should both sides share Jerusalem? 4. Should a Palestinian state be created alongside Israel? It's a lot to think about. Fast forward to this week. Israeli occupation forces stormed Al-Aqsa on Monday in an attempt to clear the mosque for Israeli settlers. The last 10 days of Ramadan are extremely significant to Muslims who were sleeping and praying at the mosque when it was attacked. While this was happening, settlers attempted to break into the Al-Aqsa compound to celebrate Jerusalem Day, a day that commemorates the takeover of Jerusalem in 1967. Palestinians were barricaded inside the compound and shot at with rubber-coated steel bullets, sound and stun grenades, tear gas, and so much more. In order to defend Al-Aqsa and the Palestinian worshippers, resistance fighters in Gaza launched rockets at settlement outposts. Israeli occupation forces then responded by launching devastating attacks against the Gaza Strip, killing several civilians, 9 of which were from the same family, al-Masri, 4 of which were children, according to the health ministry. Unfortunately, those numbers are growing. So what can you do to help? There are several incredible organizations tagged in our caption. Follow them, share their stories, get educated. Also, here in the US, Representative Betty McCollum of Minnesota has introduced the Palestinian Children and Families Act, or HR 2590. This historic bill places conditions on U.S. aid to Israel to abide by human rights law and stop harming Palestinian families and children, illegally seizing Palestinian homes, and annexing Palestinian territory. Click the link in our bio to tweet your local representatives to put pressure on them to co-sponsor. This conflict is far from over, but you can take action now to ensure innocent civilians are kept safe.